Okay, this is going to be an advanced demonstration of the DockHawk dockside information system. I suggest you watch the introductory video first, and then we'll get to some of the advanced features of the interface on this video. So we can start with by looking at the display here, and you'll see that one of the conditions, the air temperature, is in alert. And what you'll see is that I've set an alert that it goes orange when the temperature is below 16 degrees, and that's just arbitrary, but you can see how that works. And once it goes past that, it'll have a certain preset condition it meets before it goes out of alert. Now the interesting thing is I can set this up to send me an email when these alerts happen. And when I'm looking at this, I can also turn off some of there's the lower level alert. I've got one at 5 degrees in case things get close to freezing, and that will give me a red alert. And this one is just an uncomfortable day at 16. So that's why I've got that set up. But you can see how things do change, and you have control over what's going on. Now let's take a look at another example. Let's look at the water depth. And what we'll do is we'll look at what's happened over the last month. And you'll notice that over the last month we had quite a drop in water distance. And the other thing I'm going to show you is that if I zoom in with my mouse, if I roll my mouse wheel, it gives me more detail here to work with. So you can see that there's a drop, and at 3 o'clock on the 23rd of September, the water in Penetanguishene Bay was the lowest it's been in quite a while, and it would have gone into alert. Now I've got these alerts set that's when my boat hits bottom at 41 inches, and gives me an alert to say I'm heading in that direction. And again, as I showed you before, I can turn these on and off so we can see a larger amount. Here it has a high level alert as well, and if I turn that off, you'll see we've got a much better understanding of what the range went through. So just take a look at that. That was at 3 o'clock on the 23rd. And if we go back to this and we look at, well, what was going on with wave height out on Georgian Bay at that time, because we know what it was doing in Penetang Bay. So let's look at the last month of that time, and you'll notice, look at this, at 3 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd of September, we had an 8.9 foot wave up there. And that's kind of interesting just to see what's going on. And I'll show you another feature. So again, I can zoom in on that and take a look at, as the waves went up, we could look at how the water was dropping in Penetanguishene Bay. And going back to that, let's now look at the wave period through that time, and again over the next that month. Now in this case, we know the date we're interested in. We're interested in September 23rd to September, let's say, 24th. I'll go back up here. So I can now load that data, and you can see now I've just got the data for that day. So you can load information by date and calendar as well. So you'll notice that at 3 in the morning, the wave period was 5 seconds, which is quite high. If we looked at the full amount, that's one of the higher waves. So you can just imagine this 8 or 9 foot wave almost, so it's 8.9 feet, going up and down in a 5-second period. So it gives you a good indication of what's happening out on Georgian Bay, and good thing not too many boats were out on the bay at that time. And let's just look at one more here, the barometric pressure. And again, we'll look at it over, just say the last day. Now what you can do is you can also look at rate. So what's the rate of change? And you'll notice that the barometric pressure just a few hours ago dropped with quite a significant drop. You can see the rate at which most times the barometric pressure stays pretty relative, but it goes up and down in little spikes. So this allows you to both look at and alert yourself if certain conditions occur. So that gives you something very specific to look at. And like I said, that shows you a few of the advanced features of the DockHawk system, and I just wanted to share that with you.